by powerful people. Powerful people can affect large change, like Napoleon. Just come in somewhere, occupy the place, and put in place certain, rules. These are the new rules.
Yeah, but for the U.S. that doesn't work so
with
well.
the U.S., somebody like, I think when you look at the civil rights thing, you got, Lyndon Johnson did a lot. You just got to have powerful people draw the line and say, this is going to stop.
No, you have to have powerful people who, for some reason, are externally compelled to do something. Because it's in their best interest.
True.
And if you've got the majority of the country thinking it's okay to, not give, not allow gay marriages and, other shit.
The point you're making is you can't sit around waiting for the rest of the country, a majority of the country, to make change.
Well, I'm just saying, what is going to cause it to change? What kind of upheaval? We can't have another civil war, not on the scale we did before, so what would change things? Is it just gradual, small little laws here and there?
Well, I don't even
shows
think
like Will and Grace.
It's not
shows like Will and Grace?
Yeah, I think it is. I mean...
Are you kidding me? That fucking show?
No, I saw it at your place for the first time.
I don't know what that show is, but I'd say shows like Ellen or... There's a lot... You got gay characters on TV now, which is new.
Mostly just flaming gays.
Yeah, whatever.
It's a step.
Yeah.
It's a
but
step.
some, who knows?
It's a step in venture. So,
yeah, that's what most gays might think of it. I don't know.
Well, yeah, it's not ideal. But I'm just saying that the change has come about mostly because of this gravity, almost. The gravity. There's just a progress to human knowledge.
Yeah.
There's just more knowledge out there.
Younger generations coming around.
I think it's even simpler than that. Americans change their minds about things when they're actually confronted with them. And as more Americans get to know people who are openly gay, they're bound to be more accepting just because
Right.
it seems to be the only way most people learn things.
Right. It's like the same principle as with racism. The reason why people's grandparents and parents tend to be more racist than they are nowadays is, on the whole, percentage-wise, is purely because of desegregation, purely because of forcing. The only way you can maintain racist beliefs is if you maintain segregation and maintain a chasm between groups of people so that you can imagine that they are, whatever, and you feel the hate and fear that comes across that chasm. But once we begin to successfully desegregate, and we haven't completely, it's just made a little progress, but significant progress. That begins to change, and I think you're right. With the gay issue, it's the same deal. The more people come out, and them, and they're out, and they're living, like their lives, the more people are unable to maintain bizarre fascist beliefs.
Yeah, but there's the whole, I'm sure Bill O'Reilly, his response would be something like, being gay doesn't affect your job or anything else, so why do you need to, tell anybody about it or anything like that?
Being heterosexual doesn't affect your job or anything else.
Well, he'd probably say something like, go around saying, I'm straight, and your job, do you?
No, but you kiss people, and I think what they're talking about is not talking about.
So not holding a press conference, but just being who you are.
Yeah.
Well, you see? You gonna hold a press conference?
Huh?
Let's see.
I had a thought and I lost it, so that's not a...
Well, but the frightening thing is that I think even though you have this kind of on our side, we do have the sort of this saturation of knowledge. I'd phrase it that way, that there's a kind of saturation where people realize that certain, it's like the God is dead thing, it's like God is dead is a saturation where just more and more people realize what that whole tradition was about, how it functioned as a fairy tale sort of thing to comfort people, and
Really?
I think so. You have more. I think the more science gives us a picture of things, the further that picture grows from the imagination that came before it. But I'd say that the frightening thing is that I'd say within the last 10 years I've noticed this, decided that there's an intentional or conscious building of a culture to withstand knowledge. The right-wing, born-again sort of thing is a conscious effort to conquer children and occupy them, basically, with a force which frightens them and which disallows them from engaging with reality.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the key, isn't it? I mean, it keeps them from engaging, with people who are gay in any sort of meaningful way, because it creates the other. The other, in this case, being the people who are going to be going to hell. So how seriously can you take the other if you believe that, they'll be facing fire and pitchforks and that sort of thing, sulfur.
But religion, I don't know.
Bifurcated
You sound like it's more like some X-Files conspiracy, Joe, but I mean, religion, a lot of it is just rooted in tradition and things that have been around for.
Right, I'm just saying that there's a tradition of imagining there's a Big Daddy Big Daddy in the sky who made up this place where we are, and we just gotta be nice, and then he'll take us back, or whatever the story is. But the more people have, I'm just saying that as science, the rising of science has undermined, this whole picture.
It's marketing. These situations always remind me of the New Virgin movement, which I believe started in California. Was initially extremely popular, big crowds, certainly, understandable when you realize that it was offering people that, maybe young women, aimed at women, of course, the opportunity to become virgins again and erase mistakes that they had made in the past. Well, it turned out it was all about selling T-shirts and posters and,
Wow. That's going a long way to sell T-shirts and posters.
Bad Britney Spears, sort of clones. And,
Britney's
it isn't
interesting.
much different, I don't think, than, the current situation. Well, it's just about marketing. I mean, we're different. Be with us, don't be with them.
The anti-gay movement is just about selling T-shirts and that kind of shit.
Selling you.
So it's T-shirts that say stuff like, it's Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve.
Not Adam and Steve, no.
Not Adam and Steve.
My grandfather used to say that.
Steve. Your grandfather, really? What else did he say? You want out of here!
You said that? Is he a Marine or something?
Yeah, well, he'd say it to the dog.
Get on out of here!
Oh, get away?
Yeah. Get on out of here.
Oh, okay.
Get on out of here!
Get one consonant.
I've been trying to start saying, where you at? Like, where you at, Joe? Where you at, Tim?
Sounds like a Kid Rock kind of
I can't get in the habit. It's kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
Where you at, Joe?
That is disappointing.
Yeah, I don't see it really.
Very few things.
Your life's not going to progress any. So what are you doing? Your picks?
Yeah, I'll give you my lock of the week.
It's been a bad couple of weeks.
70%. Oops, I mean 60% possible.
It means 70.
Okay.
That's my. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping to shoot. I'd hope to finish with my locks of the week up around 65-70%. No, that would be good. You'd make considerable
That's
money.
fucking great. You're picking out. Yeah. You would make money.
If you followed him every week.
That's true, but
That's
it
all
doesn't
you
exactly give you Swami status,
Yeah, nobody call these 1-900 numbers and track how many they actually get. I mean,
but I don't respect those people, and I was hoping to respect you.
No, I'm not respectable. Not more so than them.
The two things Joe hated most were greed and responsibility.
See, I'm 3-2 now. Now these last 2 games that I lost, I watched both of those games. They happened to be on television, and I can tell you that the first game, the Miami game, Miami could have won that game. They could have. Just things went wrong, and I watched the game to see it. I don't feel like I was wrong. You know, I feel like if Miami plays them again, I'm betting on Miami again. I think.
Or there's like an alternate universe where Miami did win.
No, Miami will. I'm just saying that, you know, anytime you get 2 teams together, the team that's not as good can win.
That's where
2 out of 10 times.
That's where the pick comes in. You know, that's why you would
so
decide.
You guess. I knew that and anyway, same with Atlanta. With Atlanta this week,
Vic got hurt.
I picked Atlanta, and Vic got hurt. Vic was playing terribly, but if he didn't get hurt, you got to figure like he's going to eventually figure it out in the second half what to do. They're going to figure out, and I don't know, they got some nightmare backup guy came in and was nothing, and they still were in the game until almost, you know, till the fourth quarter. And it got out of hand, but that was a good pick too. I can't regret that. There are some games where I would pick it, and like if I picked St. Louis last week as the lock of the week, that would have been a terrible pick.
Would have been insane
because they were outmatched. They were just couldn't even.
To pick St. Louis as a lock any week this year would be insane.
Yeah.
I picked St. Louis last week.
So did I. I wouldn't have picked them as the lock though.
No.
This week.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay. The lock of the week to get me back to 4-2, doubling our money. I said double our money if you win 4 and lose 2.
Mr. Statistics?
No.
I think it is, yeah.
Yeah, no, but winning 3 times and losing twice.
No,
you lose
doubling your money.
No.
Well, it would depend on how much money you bet each week.
It's like getting
it would
a
be
half more.
You're
of your
saying
money.
if you started out with a set amount of money.
No, okay, let's do it this way. Let's say it's a $5 bet each, or a $10 bet each week. So let's say I win the first week, lose the second week, win the third week, lose the fourth week, I'm even. Then I win again in the 5th week, I'm 10 up. I've doubled my money. So I've doubled my money so far by winning 3 and losing 2.
You win half each time? You bet 10, you win 5?
No, you win 10 every time you bet.
So it would be advisable.
Well, how much are you betting each time?
10.
You're betting 10 and
It
you're
doesn't
winning
matter
10.
how much.
Right.
Oh, okay.
But it would be advisable for our viewers to bet large sums. Because if you're going to double your money, you should.
Well, let's
Right.
just do it in what we're actually doing. You're betting $4. Never mind.
I'm not
Oh,
betting
yeah.
any yet.
Okay, yeah, forget that.
Did Lupe ever settle on his lock for this week, or no? Was he still going back
It
and
was
forth?
either.
It was wrong. No, he said Chicago, and didn't they lose?
No, well, he
Aren't they
picked
playing right
Green Bay first as the lock.
That was the lock, and he changed it 2
Chicago
minutes
was
later.
the lock.
When he found out that the spread was...
The spread was 1 point.
No, eventually he just settled on one of those teams as the lock.
Despite his near prognostication.
It's like the near question.
I'll tell you what I'll take for my lock of the week. Minnesota Vikings -4.
Whoa, fuck.
At home against Detroit.
Yeah.
Wrong, Batman. That's a terrible lock.
No.
I don't see how you could ever... I mean, I think the Vikings will
Detroit.
win. I think
Vikings
they'll
are
cover
like the
spread.
Rams. You're insane
But
to
I
pick
don't see how
them
you
for
can
any
use the
lock.
Vikings as a lock. I mean,
Yeah.
this is a team that could have a total meltdown. I mean,
Yeah.
loss could be gone.
They could all
The league might impose
somebody might
his-
just start killing
his
somebody at any
suspension.
point.
Yeah,
and might
yeah.
lose it. Tice might start breaking people's necks.
So, I mean, the governor might come out and just stop the game. You know, I mean,
One
who
word
knows
for you.
What's going to happen?
Detroit.
Detroit. What's their record this year?
They won.
1-2.
Oh, that's one more than the Vikings have won.
They must have played 3 games.
But-
Played 4 games.
But the Vikings have played respectably against reasonable teams.
And how much are what's the spread?
With the exception of the Seattle.
Vikings what? Plus
Yeah.
4?
Yeah.
Vikings -4.
Minus 4. What the fuck? They're still -4.
Detroit
If they win, they'll win by like 3.
No. If they're going to win by 20.
No way.